dears, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you just came across this channel by clicking on this video, hi there, my name is Little Tumaliti and I am the owner of this channel. I create content around everything that I'm passionate about, so please kindly click on the subscribe button and become part of my dear friends. I am back. You guys know I am Miss Consistency, so I am back with yet another video from my live update video. If you haven't watched it, please go watch it and then come back here so that it can make sense to you. So these are the things that I did in my isolation season that actually gave my life a whole 360 glow up. I have rebranded and this is what I did. I'm sure you guys, if you are into self-development as I am, scrolling around social media in your algorithm, rebranding, how to glow up might be something very familiar to you. So let's quickly just define what rebranding is. It is a process of changing something, like transforming something so much so that it seems new. Like it's an act of taking something that's in existence already, but sort of making it seem new. And what was that something in this case? That was me. Like I made myself a personal project because I had a lot of time on my hands, right? So I was just like, what is it that I can do? Make myself a personal project to work on. First thing I did was to ask myself, when I think of my future self, who do I see? Who do I have in mind? What type of clothes does she wear? What is her lifestyle? What habits does she embody? What does she wake up and do? How does she walk? Off of those questions, I created a vision board. So I designed myself a vision board. I did not have a phone. However, I was using my siblings' phone for internet access. Sometimes I would even borrow from my aunt to sort of like look at what's happening. After creating a vision board, I also just thought of the people that come to mind. Not the people that I would say are my role models, but people that I draw inspiration from, whether it be the way they run their businesses, from the way they dress, from the way they do their makeup. And I sort of combined all those people and I took the meat, left the bones. We have this thing in the church that I grew up in. Our preachers always tell us, like, if you're listening to someone speaking, or if you are watching something, or you are talking to someone, take the meat and leave the bones. And in literal sense, that means take what you can use. Do not take, sometimes you will never get the perfect thing in its entirety. So with these people whom I draw inspiration from, they are not entirely what I envision myself to be. Parts of them. So I take what I can, leave some of their traits, instead of becoming mad at them for not being what I envision myself to be, you know, or who I envision my role model to be. Hence, I do not have any role model because I haven't found anyone that embodies all of these things that I feel like a role model of Ulitaletu would be. Told myself, and I made a conscious decision that I am going to start showing up as that girl. After creating my vision board, after I figured out what she does, what healthy habits she has, I told myself, this is the time to show up. I will do it. I have a lot of time on my hands. Secondly, I cultivated discipline and consistency to build structure for myself. So how did I get to do this? Obviously, guys, this is through my fitness and healthy routine. This held me down, guys. I mentioned this in my live update video. I am saying it again. This literally held me down. My fitness routine taught me to show up for myself. It helped me build my confidence and my self-trust. Hence, I say it held me down. And I had no audience. That's what I appreciated. It was all for me. My own self-respect, my own self-trust, and just to show up for myself without anyone clapping hands for me. Also, again, you guys, I'm sure you've heard of the hormone that is called dopamine. What a dopamine is, it is the neurotransmitter. And in simple terms, we could call it a chemical messenger to your brain. and roles that it plays in your brain. It is motivation, pleasure, reward. It's a mood regulator. It actually gets released when you experience pleasure. So the body, or your mental health rather, it thrives off of dopamine effect. So my fitness routine helped me produce dopamine. There's actually the good kind of dopamine, and then there's the bad one, and I would like to just mention for you guys what that might look like. The bad type of dopamine is actually scrolling mindlessly on your phone, on social media, seeking external validation through wanting a lot of followers or likes, binge eating on junk, being in toxic environments like gossiping, groove, like going to groove consistently, because the bad dopamine is actually instant gratification. Good dopamine triggers are actually working out, how you feel after you work out, being consistent after you journal, sometimes receiving healthy praise and validation, like people criticizing you constructively can also give you the good type of dopamine, because it motivates you to do more and better. So I am actually a person who thrives off of a reward system. I reward myself a lot, even with the smallest progress. Like those small wins, I celebrate them, I will reward myself. So I feel like my fitness routine sort of helped me build resilience as well, and a healthy relationship with myself, how to reward myself, how to validate myself before seeking external validation. Because of my fitness routine, I was always motivated, and I didn't have any time to sit in a slump. I was just consistent, and my mood was always regulated, and out of that consistency and discipline, sustainable habits were born. Recently did a 75 hard challenge, and I even mentioned on my Instagram how easy it was for me, because already I'm a person who lives that sort of lifestyle. There were tiny bits that were a bit difficult for me and challenging, of course, hence I did it. You can't do something that's in your comfort zone. You always have to strive for being outside your comfort zone so that you can challenge yourself for growth. So there were tiny little tasks on the 75 hard challenge that were challenging me. However, the rest of the 75 hard was very easy, because it's what I do, it's what I'm used, because I do these things. These are the habits that I have. These are the habits that are part of my routine and who I am. As much as I was in that isolation season, it wasn't easy for me to be depressed. Yes, I would have depressive episodes. I would, as a normal human being. I wouldn't be normal if even now I still get depressive episode, but I wouldn't diagnose myself and say I have depression or any mental illness. My mental health is strong, guys. Like, it is so strong. Your mental health actually gets stronger when your dopamine comes from aligned and purpose-driven actions, and which is what my fitness and healthy lifestyle routine did for me. What I also did was I read a lot of self-development, and I was listening to a lot of self-development and affirmative podcasts, and one of my favorite podcasts, the Diary of a CEO, of course, the Jay Shetty. I still am watching a lot of Lena Lifts and Temco's videos. Love those girlies down. I love those girlies down. Those are my virtual best friends. Yeah, they kept me going. Oh, especially Temco. Both, in fact, Temco and Lena Lifts. I love them so much. I love those girls' content so much. Like, go check them out. Another thing, for entertainment, I would watch a lot of light-hearted and comedic films and movies, just like in because I was locked in. So just to give my mind a break from like a lot of self-development and serious podcasts and content, I also give myself the space to watch light-hearted and like funny stuff. And I'm sure you guys are asking yourself, you were online, but how come you were not in communication? Because 3 months into the season that I was in, I actually came to realize that this is the season that I'm in. I'm isolated, and just distance yourself, just distance yourself from people, because Right now, I am a better friend. I am intentionally showing up and pouring into my friendships. And for a person who had gone through what they went last year, you would expect me to come out saying I have cut off people. When friends, like when days are dark, friends are few. No shame, because I literally distanced myself even from my cousins. I would communicate with them once in a while, you know, and then again I would disappear into thin air. Into thin air. So no, it was not anyone's fault. And but now I am literally a better person to be around. Like, I'm such an amazing person to be around. I also distanced myself from disempowering and toxic environments. There was a time last year where I had went home in my hometown, and I stayed there almost 2 months, a month and a half. I saw Goti, if I continue staying here, I will actually fall into actual depression. And I was like, and it's no one's fault. It's not the people there's fault. It's my mind. My mom and I are actually in agreement with this. I do not fit in there, and I should stop forcing myself to fit into my hometown, what's done there, how things are done there. I have a mind of my own, and I actually do not fit in a lot of environments. So how much more a small town, you know, where everyone knows one another and everyone is just doing the same thing. Gee. So I made peace with that. I had to distance myself and just continuously work on me. This project actually comforted me and helped me. I aborted the self-pity party thing. I was not a victim, and I didn't want to be looked at as a victim. I hate victim mentality. I got rid of the victim mentality. Instead of saying, why me? Why is this happening to me? I just asked myself, what is it that I have control over? What is it that I do not have control over? What is it that I can work with, you know? And I just went with it. I worked on myself. I didn't have the time to cry a lot. There were days where I would have depressive episodes, as I mentioned in the last video that I shot, but I didn't dwell in that. Like, I didn't have any time to be in a slump, a depressive slump. I actually practiced a lot of self-affirmations. I journaled. I am literally, like, I speak to myself as someone that I love. I speak to myself with so much kindness, gentleness. Even whatever it is that I do, I am like my biggest cheerleader, and it actually translates into the people around me. What I am to myself, I am to the people around me. Like, I'm such a great person to be around with, because most of the time when I would cry, I would ask myself, like, I would speak to myself and ask myself, what is it? Why am I crying? You feel behind. According to whom? Like, according to whose time frame are you moving, Ganti? In comparisons to whom are you behind? You are the blueprint. Like, you are one of one. There's only you, and there wouldn't be any retaliate. And whatever it is that I am here, I'm put on earth to do, I'm the only one that can do it. So you might as well just sit in this season, work on yourself, and you will come out greater. And as I have come out greater. Thank you so much, guys. If you've made it this far, thank you so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this video. I love you guys so much, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Bye.